I am Gabriela Alejo. I'm a Mexican and Nigerian woman from Colorado Springs, Colorado. My parents, being both immigrants, they always told me, they were like, this is the country where if you want to do something, you actually can do it. Like nothing is going to well, things may hold you, but like your family ties or anything aren't going to hold you down. So then I was like, well, anything? Okay, I want to do everything. So as a kid, I actually wanted to I did always want to be a doctor. That one never died off. But I also wanted to be a teacher, and I wanted to be president, and I wanted to be a lawyer. But then I realized that most people just choose one. So then I kind of settled on doctor just because it sounded the most just exciting to me, I guess. And it kind of has kept that excitement still. Anything outdoors. So I like hiking, I like swimming, I like even just going to like a patio bar, as long as we're outside, I'm just happy. I also love to cook because me and my mom would always cook together since I was a kid. One year she did Thanksgiving dinner without me because she thought she was doing me a favor, like, oh, I'm going to let her sleep in. And when I woke up and all there was left to do was like the rice and beans, and I was so hurt. I was like, this is our thing, Mom. So cooking and outdoors, those are probably my big two hobbies. School after medical school life, like going into residency, because of the lack of diversity, I have heard stories from residents and other like attending physicians who were maybe the only woman in their field because it's like orthopedic surgery or urology or something, or we're the only woman of color in their field. And they've talked about how they feel less listened to, less respected. Um, so I guess it's kind of concerning, not because, I mean, obviously it's because I'm expecting it, but it's upsetting to have to expect it, you know? So that was probably my biggest concern. What is pushing me to keep going? I guess just knowing that, feeling excited that I'm already here. Part of the battle has been fought and won, the getting into med school. And then also how I was saying that I got to do one of my clerkships before we all had to get postponed back. And just because sometimes when you're really in the book work, you can feel really removed. You're like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I doing this to myself? But when I actually got to be with patients, talk to patients, kind of do the work that will be done in the future, that is really what pushes me. I'm like, I love that. I can do that every day happily. I just have to make it there. I think my desire for wanting to be a leader in healthcare comes from, how do I put this? Just kind of recognizing and knowing about all the issues systemically that are out there, especially for Black people, Black women, all people of color. And so it's just knowing that all exists, and it feels like there has to be something I can do about it. And I feel like you can do it in your career or out of your career. Um, but I feel like if you can do it in your career, that's what you dedicate to most of your time during the week. So if you can dedicate yourself to being, at least for me, that's what I want to dedicate my leadership to, is kind of addressing some of those systemic issues. And I feel like if I can use my career as kind of a pathway to do that, I'll be spending a lot of time in my career, obviously, and I can hopefully make a lot of movement change. In the field of healthcare, what I would love to see, and I know it's going to take years to happen because we need the generations to come up, but I would love to see representation. I would love for issues like, I'm not sure if you've heard of like the Black women mortality rate when they're having babies. It's like 3 times higher than any other demographic. Things like that are so inherent in the system that you need representation and you need people to diffuse those kind of systemic preconceptions. So I would love to see representation. I think it's very possible. I just think people need to be inspired to do the path, I guess, because I feel like it is a lot, So if there's a lot else going on, it's easy to be like, you know what, never mind, I'm gonna do something else instead. But I feel like if enough people can be like, I'm just gonna do it, we're gonna make it through, we can get the representation that we need.